The age of the girl boss movement made many of us believe that we could start and run our own businesses. It made us believe that entrepreneurship was the only way to live the life that you desire and of freedom. And as a result, it made many of us resent our 9-to-5 jobs, see little value in our 9-to-5 jobs. And so many went ahead and started their own businesses, eventually quit their 9-to-5 jobs, and now are successful in the space. But for many, it did not. Many started businesses that failed. For many, they realized the value of their 9-to-5. For some, they realized how much they enjoy structure in their lives, knowing that each and every month they're definitely going to get paid. As the movement of the girl boss died over the years, it has made more people appreciate their 9-to-5, see value in their 9-to-5, also understand that their jobs is not there to make them happy, but then they can still enjoy doing it. Once you find a job that you enjoy, it means that you have found your dream job. So with that being said, on today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you guys how to go about finding your dream job. But first, we need to understand what is a dream job in order for you to know what to look for. Hi guys, my name is Jennifer Ngumalo. I do hope that you enjoy it here. If you're not part of this family as yet, please make sure that you join us by clicking that red subscribe button on the bottom, and also don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up. That is if you enjoy it. So let us get into the content of this video. The first thing that we need to do in order to understand how to go about finding your dream job is understanding what is a dream job. A dream job is not something to be confused with you finding your passion. Your dream job is also not you finding an easy job that you can just slack your way through. That is not a dream job. What is then a dream job? So a dream job is a job that you are good at. You look forward to doing it every day. You feel valuable and your input is appreciated. It's a positive working environment. It challenges you. That is if you're a critical person and someone that likes to be challenged by what they do on a day-to-day basis. And lastly, it builds on your strengths. So that is what a dream job is. It's not an easy job. It's not something that is linked to your passion, but it's about what are the things that you do on a day-to-day basis that make you feel good about yourself and what you have to offer. That is what a dream job is. But before you get your dream job, there's also something that you need to understand. You are going to have to go through shitty jobs. And what do I mean by shitty jobs? I'm talking about the jobs that you feel like you're not valuable, the jobs that you feel like you're not contributing towards anything, the job where you feel like your inputs are not appreciated, the job that doesn't challenge you. Whenever you do it, it feels mundane, a job that you do not look forward to. That is a shitty job. You will encounter a lot of those jobs along the way, and those jobs are also just as important as your dream job, because without the shitty jobs, you're not going to know what to look for in your dream job. You're not going to know the characteristics of your dream job if you don't go through the shitty jobs. So the shitty jobs are just as important and as vital in you eventually getting your dream job and also advancing in your career. So don't look down on your shitty job. Even though it's going to be hard waking up each and every day and consistently showing up, but try to find something that you can hold on to that at least brings you peace. For me, when I was in my previous shitty job, because I've had one shitty job, and when I was in there, yes, I did not enjoy waking up in the morning and going to work, but then I had something to look forward to. So me having an income each and every month, for me, there was something to look forward to. For me, knowing that my income allows me to play a helping hand at home and to ensure that we escape poverty, that for me was something positive that I could hold on to, that allowed me to stay for the 18 months that I was in that job. But I'm not gonna sit here and say I was happy. Obviously, my job is not there to make me happy, but I did not like my job, not one bit. So in that shitty job, because it is important, as I said, what you need to do is find what is positive about it and hold on into that while you are in that shitty job, while you are transitioning towards your dream job. But do know this, you will go through 1, 2 or more shitty jobs before you reach your dream job. And even after your dream job, you might find that you you look somewhere else thinking it's going to be something that is similar, and it turns out to be a shitty job. There will always be shitty jobs in our journeys. So do appreciate each and every one of those shitty jobs, because they do play a crucial role. Now that we understand what is a dream job, we also understand that you will have to go through shitty jobs, and there's nothing wrong with going through that. Then how do you go about finding your dream job? It starts with you understanding the post. So many people, when they look at jobs or look at vacancies, they look at the title. There's this whole thing where people get obsessed with the title. Oh, I'm going to be an administrative officer. I'm going to be a secretary. I'm going to work in an office space. I'm going to be my job title is this. I'm an accountant. I'm a lawyer. But then the person doesn't understand, what are you going to be doing in that? And so many people get caught up in the titles of the jobs and not what they have to do on a day-to-day basis. If you miss the opportunity of understanding what you're going to be doing on a day-to-day basis, you'll find yourself in a shitty job. You can be an accountant, get paid a lot of money, but because you do not understand all the things that you're going to be doing on a day-to-day basis, you then find yourself in a shitty job. You can have a law degree, but then find yourself doing something that makes you miserable. That is because you did not understand all the things that you're going to be doing on a day-to-day basis, because you got caught up in the titles. So what I would advise you to do is, yes, look at the title and see, okay, it wants someone to do this, but then you find that the title has nothing to do with the roles. So you find that the title speaks to nothing that you're going to be doing in the role. It's just there to have as a category and say that, okay, you are employed to be this, but then not to do that. And so it's important that you take time to look at the post, understand what are you going to be required to do in this job, not what is your title. Like for me, I'm a senior administrative officer, but then the things that I do are different from what a senior administrative officer does in supply chain, a senior administrative officer does in HR, a senior administration officer does in finance, because these titles, they are generic. You'll find them in every section within a department or within an institution, but it doesn't mean that we do one and the same thing. It doesn't mean that our day-to-day tasks are the same. So it's important that once you see the title, overlook the title and start understanding what are you going to be expected to do on a day-to-day basis, because the secret is on the details, which bring me to the next point, the details of the post. So on the previous point, I talked about you overlooking the title and just going straight to what are you going to be required in the job. So whenever a post is being advertised, there are four components that are very important in order to ensure that they get the right person for the job. But then you can use this also in your advantage in order for you to identify your dream job or something that you would really like to do. So what are these four things? The first one is the qualification. What is the qualification that they need? Secondly, the work experience. Thirdly, the skills. Lastly, it is the job that you're going to be expected to do. Now, some people, they get caught up in the title, they get caught up in the qualification, they get caught up in the minimum work experience, and then they never go beyond that. Some do take it beyond and look at the skills, but they never go beyond that. There's always this last paragraph after the skills that goes into detail about the things that you will be expected to do. Many people don't read that. If you start reading those small that last paragraph, you get a full glimpse of what you are going to be expected to do in this position. That is where you are able to then identify that, oh, this administrative officer is different from this administrative officer. And that's why when I got a question here from someone asking, can they hire an administrative officer that is male? Because I feel like sometimes they need women. That for me showed me someone who read posts. Firstly, they make their own assumptions. Secondly, they don't read the post thoroughly, and they don't understand what is an administrative officer, because administrative officer has nothing to do with gender. An administrative officer is different from being a secretary. Totally different things. And so you want to take time to read the post, understand what does the post need in terms of skills, and then what are the duties that I'm going to be required, be it that I'm actually hired in this position. And so once you understand those things, it makes it easier for you to identify jobs that you would like to apply for. That is why for me now, whenever I see posts on DPSA, I check DPSA every week, but I don't apply for everything. I may see an ASD post, I may see a DD post, but it doesn't mean that I'm going to apply for it if I see that it has nothing to do with my skills, and also the duties do not relate to the things that I've done, and also they're not going to allow me to advance in my career. So for me, that is how I now am able to make sure that I try and look for my dream job. I look at the fine lines, I look at the details of the post, because it's in the details that I'm able to understand what am I going to be expected to do in this job. And also, once I'm in this position, am I really going to enjoy doing these things? So in my previous job, there was a shitty job that I did not enjoy, and not that there wasn't anything good about the job. As I said, for me, it allowed me to actually have income, to have a permanent job, and it allowed me to start my career as well in government. And so what I didn't like about that job, which I also didn't take time, because when I applied for it, I was also just looking at, oh, it's an administrative clerk and it needs this qualification, minimum requirements are these ones. Oh, I have this, let me just apply. I applied and I got the job, but then I did not read the details of what I'm going to be expected. The things that I was doing there was to drafting letters, sending out letters. I was responsible for filing documents, like a lot. I was responsible for answering the phone that rang almost every 10 minutes. The phone was ringing and you could not leave it without answering it, because you were dealing with South African citizens. That for me, even though that could be a dream job for someone, but for me it was not, because it did not have the elements that I needed. It did not challenge me. I did not feel valued. It was not a positive environment, and it did not build on my strengths. And so for me, it was not a dream job. Instead, it was a shitty job. But I did appreciate it because it did allow me to grow in my career, and I used some of the things that it taught me to advance in my career. And so I want you to start looking at the fine lines when it comes to the job vacancies. Once you have a job and you're inside, don't apply for each and everything that you see, but be critical for things that you're applying for, just to make sure that, okay, this is something that you would really like to do. And then the last part is, do you have a question? Now, this sounds weird, but this is something that HR ask every time when they're done with the interview. So let's say, for instance, you applied for this job. You met the criteria. They called you for an interview because they wanted to see if you are going to be the good fit for the job for themselves. And so you come in there, you speak, and then at the end they ask you, do you have any question? And now what I see most people ask, when can I expect to hear from you? Waste of time and waste of a question. You know how that question is very, very important for you. And also it might just influence their decision making or even leave a lasting impression. But when you are asked that question and then you go ahead and ask, when can I expect a response? You have just wasted a question and wasted your time and left no lasting impression. And the reason why I'm saying that is because HR is mandated to actually tell you when you can expect a response after an interview. They do that. Whether you ask or not, they will tell you, because they are mandated to tell you that, okay, this is what's going to happen going forward. After this is the process that we're going to follow after this process, and then you can expect to hear from us in this time. They are mandated to tell you that information. You don't have to ask for it. The last question is for you. The last question is for you to now interview them. As much as they've been interviewing you and asking you if you're a good fit for the job, now it's time for you to understand if they are a good fit for you, if you would want to work with these people, if you would like to do, if you would want to do this job, if this is something that you truly will enjoy and something that will help you advance in your career, especially the part of enjoying on a day-to-day basis, because your dream job is something that you look forward to do each and every day. So this is the question that I would really advise you to ask. What does a day-to-day look like in this job or this section or this company? firstly, when you ask them this question, they will not be expecting it, because most people, whenever they're given an opportunity to ask a question, they ask you these questions. And so they know that the last question is just for them to tie things up. However, if you ask them this question, you then challenge them to start looking at you. They start looking at you differently. Firstly, they do not expect that question. Secondly, they don't normally get asked any valuable questions. And then thirdly, you just ask them a question that shows that you are really interested in this position. Now, the last question is not going to help you get the job because it has no influence in the scoring. However, this question that you ask will help to leave a lasting impression, so that they always remember, there was this girl, there was this guy, man, and he asked this question. They will always remember you. And so when it comes time for them to motivate as to why they want to take you over another person, it becomes easy for them. So that's why I'm saying ask such questions that will shock them, that will show that you are interested in this position and you really want to understand what is going on. So I remember when I asked this question, and the chair of the interview actually was shocked. She actually laughed. She laughed and everyone else laughed and were shocked. I was like, did I just ask something that is wrong? For me, it was valuable to know, what does a day-to-day in this job look like? Is it a hectic environment? Is it like, what type of an environment is it? Is this something that I can actually look forward to doing? Especially because I was in my shitty job. So for me, knowing where I was going was very important. And so when she responded to my question, she gave me a full view of what I can expect in this section, and it actually made me even more hungry for the job, to say, oh wow, this is something that I would really love to be part of, because this is an element that I have not gotten ever since I started my career in government. And so I was looking forward to that. And so it informed my decision that this could potentially be my dream job. And so when I started the job, I realized that the environment was positive. I realized that my views were, my contributions were valued. I realized that it challenged me. I realized that no one micromanaged me. They allowed me to be myself and use my mind, and trusted that I was capable to deliver without anyone standing on my shoulders asking me where is work. All those things grouped together, it made my current job my dream job. A job that whenever there's something that is challenging me, I sleep on it. But then the moment I figure it out, I can't wait to wake up in the morning and get to work and actually be able to do that, because I just figured something that challenges me. It's something that I look forward to each and every day. Whether I'm working from home or not, I look forward to doing my job. Whether it's mundane or not, sometimes it does get mundane, but I still enjoy it because it is my dream job. Does it make me happy? Because a job is not supposed to make you happy. It's not. If you expect a job to make you happy, you are just asking for too much. But you can enjoy it in the process. And for me, my current job, I enjoy. Even the one that I'm acting on, I enjoy, because it is in the same environment. It has the same characteristics. And so now, whenever I'm looking for a job on DPSA, I make sure that I apply my mind in understanding what am I going to be needed to do on a day-to-day basis in this job. If you're a person that does not understand what are the characteristics of the job that you're looking for, and for you the only thing that matters is just getting paid, you will go through a lot of shitty jobs. You will not enjoy any of your jobs because you don't know how to look for your dream job. And so I'm sharing this with you because I do know that there are people right now who are still studying, who have no clue what is happening in the working environment. Some, you are working and you are in shitty jobs and you're thinking, is it ever going to improve? Am I ever going to find a job that I enjoy? The thing is, you will, but you're gonna have to change your approach in terms of how you apply. You will also have to start asking real questions and valuable questions and during interviews, just to make sure that you fully understand what will be expected of you in that job. So once you tick all those boxes, it will be much easier for you to move towards eventually getting your dream job. But you will go through a lot of shitty jobs in the process, but you don't want to be in a shitty job for the rest of your life or the rest of your career. You don't want to be securing shitty jobs, but you want to make sure that at least 1 or 3 of those were your dream dream jobs. And also, just because a job is your dream job doesn't mean that you're going to stay in it forever. Like, I don't see myself being a senior administrative officer forever. No, I still want to grow. I still want to be an assistant director. I want to be a deputy director, and maybe one day I might want to be a director. So for me, that will require that I leave my current dream job to try and find another dream job somewhere that pays me more and that has more responsibilities, because that's where I am right now in my life, in my career, where I want to be challenged more. I want more responsibilities that come with more pay. And I'm hoping that as I'm looking for those things, I get in my dream job as well, that I look forward to doing each and every day. So with that being said, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video and that it was valuable to you, and that now when you're applying, you are going to take time to fully read the post from beginning until the end, and not just the first paragraph, but everything under the post, so that you make sure that you apply for the right things that are going to allow you to advance in your career. I will see you guys on the next one. Please take care and stay safe. Bye.